Hi everybody, Puffin here. Thanks for watching the channel. I just checked Google and it's been 330 days since the quarantine lockdown kind of went into effect. Work stopped for me here in this area and here in Denver, Colorado. And I think it's a kind of average for a lot of places around America. So about 330 days, coming on 333 days. Uh, Entering the 12th month of this lockdown. Now, it could go on a good bit longer, and it could be that people look back and say, oh wow, 12 months, you thought you were in for something now. I would like to think that they will get a handle on things, and in a few more months, things will get to where people can interact again. I don't want to say get back to normal, because I think the whole idea is we can make things a lot better than they used to be. But I'll get into that later. I just wanted to make a quick video, hopefully, about an experience of playing Animal Crossing just now. I, hit a rock and got a bunch of bells out of it. Shot down a balloon and got some bells out of it. Bells are the money in Animal Crossing, so you can spend them on stuff. You can shake trees and get bells out of them. You can just do stuff, catch fish and sell them, catch fish and bugs, sell them for bells. You can make a lot of bells a lot of different ways. There's just bells all over the place. Bells in the rocks, bells in the trees, bells in the balloons. And they're everywhere, and there's plenty for everyone. And it made me think that in Animal Crossing bells versus American or, money in the world. Money in the world, there doesn't seem to be enough for everyone. It's not everywhere. You can't just go shake a tree and get some money out, or hit a rock and get some money out, pop a balloon and get some money out. But there is like way, way lots of money. There's a whole lot of stuff. And it's just a matter of, instead of like as in Animal Crossing, there's a whole lot of stuff, just abundant bells, abundant everything. There's so much stuff, and everybody's got, more stuff than they can fit in their house. So they're always giving it to each other. Everybody's giving each other stuff because they got too much stuff. Animal Crossing's awesome. It's like that in the world. We have too much stuff in the world, but like 100 people have it, like 1,000 people, whatever. Out of 7 billion people, a few thousand people have most of the stuff, and it's way too much stuff. And for some reason, they can't get over the fact that they have way too much stuff. So, there's all these political ideas and whatever about redistribution of wealth. Good ideas, if, however you motivate people to redistribute wealth, or however you can, taxing people, taxes are good, or whatever. Taxes can show a good and responsible government doing good things. Just convincing people to do better with their wealth, like setting a cultural standard or changing the cultural dynamic. That's what I love about Animal Crossing, is it's like, because there's so much of everything, all you should do is share. Sharing is the best way to have the most experience of everything. So I wanted to make that comparison. I mean, even playing this other video game, I started playing Borderlands, where it's an apocalyptic post-apocalyptic world, and you're just running, but you're always finding money everywhere and finding guns and everything everywhere, just finding stuff everywhere because nobody else is using it. It's just like, it's all just left. And it's kind of like, well, we don't have to get to that state for there to be too much. There already is too much. We just have to start sharing it around better and use and promote some of these examples that teach us how to do that, and we'll be much better off. So I was playing Animal Crossing, thinking about this, and then hearing about here in Colorado, the rollout of the, making sure you get your stimulus money programs. And they just don't seem to be quite in touch. We have a Democratic governor in Colorado, and he seems like he's a good guy. He's like the first gay governor of Colorado, maybe of the country. And, seems like a good guy on the good side of history and good side of ideals and stuff. At the same time, when his statement is something like, well, I understand people are using their credit cards right now, or living on their credit cards, while we haven't figured out our state system of getting payments to people to catch up to the payments they were promised or are due, or have been due. And it's like, well, not everybody has credit cards. Like, no, people aren't just using their credit. It's not a matter of, putting things on their credit card versus having the money that they've been promised or people just need to survive, to get by. It's a matter of other people making other choices, and that making extreme hardships on people, and even people who have credit cards. If you're putting it on your credit card, by the time they get it figured out to get the money back, are they saying that's supposed to be okay, that half or a quarter of your money goes to the credit card interest rates for what you had to and various other fees and interest for this? It's like they needed to address this directly. Yeah, Trump dropped the ball or went the other direction for so long that he made that seem normal. He made it seem normal that it was a good idea to try to go back to school as soon as possible or whatever. It's not a normal time, and it's not time to do things that way. It's time to do things as carefully and cautiously and supportively as possible, and not time to be skimping on it. So it's you know, encouraging that they say they want to get people more money, and then discouraging when they don't want to give people as much, or they want to kind of, you know, bend the rules a little bit. It's like, just come off of it, so it's just money. Like, get over it. Stop acting like you've got any other priorities than taking care of people, because we did that for 4 years, where the only priorities was rich people and money. We don't need to compromise with that. We need to go the other direction, where screw money. Who cares how much it costs? You just take care of people. You do it all. You do all the things. And that's where the Animal Crossing, hey, you can shake a tree and get bells out of it. That's the ideal. And not just for some people, like maybe it seemed to used to be that way. You could just work an easy job and support, 20 kids or whatever. Back in the day, certain people could do that. Well, everybody should be able to support themselves and whatever families they want with, minimal work. She doesn't have to work so dang hard. And, people working from home, this whole event should put power back in for the people and the workers to determine this is how we want to work, and let the employers and, the business community know this is the type of work we want to do. And so I feel like we can be turning a corner on this, but we need to keep to high ideals, and we need to stay alive to be able to do it. And we need to hold the government accountable for taking care of us, because they not only caused this problem to begin with, as far as the pandemic is concerned, by trying to deny it and force people back to work as soon as possible and just not caring about it, but they're causing all these problems to begin with, and we need to have them doing things for us, not for, to protect corporations that want to continue polluting and destroying the planet and all this stuff. We need to get the power back fully on our side, and let everybody know, hey, they had their run and they messed it up as bad as they could, and they don't ever need to get the ball back. We can argue and debate about other things, details, but we're going to go ahead and set in place taking care of the planet and taking care of the people. We're going to get these policies set in place, and then we can argue about, the frosting. We don't need to be arguing about whether or not we have a cake to eat. Like, we're going to start making a cake from now on. We're going to take care of the planet. We're going to take care of the people. And then we can talk about, how to do these details. But this is the time to do that. And it makes me think that when our politicians that we're putting hope in are kind of half-stepping, or just not going full force into, let's do everything. It will give everybody $1 million. Like, just do it. Just crank this thing up, make it happen. Let everybody feel safe and comfortable staying at home and ordering through you'll get the economy going if you get people ordering things, and people will eventually get back to work. I was out and about today, got some Chinese food for Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. And noticed that, the restaurant the Chinese restaurant just got its regular signs about no indoor dining, pickup, delivery only. The next restaurant over's got a help wanted sign. It's like, even restaurants are looking for people to work. People aren't really looking for jobs right now. Like, as many people are out of work, we're not looking for jobs, and we shouldn't be. People should be doing the minimal they can do. The whole society should do the minimal it can do to get by, so that we do get by and survive this, and then get back to work and thrive when it's not dangerous for anybody. And that includes school. I'm disappointed in the Biden administration for acting like getting kids back to school is so important, because then we can get people back to work. Stop pushing everybody back to anything. Let's do the actual essential stuff, the stuff that can't be done another way. You can do school at home. You've been doing virtual school at home. Yeah, it doesn't have everything, but you are doing it that way. You can send information into people's heads through the internet. It works, and there's ways to make the most of that, and to perfect and enhance that system for everybody that they're not doing. They're acting like it's all about getting back to the classroom. And I think they just basically got set on a standard of that type of thinking that is dangerous from the past administration, and time to go full force the other way. So these are my opinions about the virus and getting money out to people. It's very basically, play Animal Crossing and have these types of experiences that emphasize sharing and emphasize abundance for everyone, and just appreciate how good that life is. And even better than playing Animal Crossing, if we can do that in real life. Some people do this in subcultures, like farmers markets or whatever, co-ops, stuff like this, hippie communities, all these different things. People do this in different ways. But if we're all doing this in more ways, and we're all appreciating that it's not just about buy local, but it's about everybody supporting everybody in all the ways we can, dude, we'll be getting through this so much better than we ever were before. And we'll leave aside and drop the things that weren't really helping a bunch of people. And we'll all have more time to focus on things that help a bunch of people. So thanks for watching. Hope this has been helpful for you. And see you soon.